Hey, good morning, friends. So we're going to go ahead and get started on handwriting first. So pull out your handwriting. Today is Monday, April the 20th, 2020. So I hope you had a fantastic spring break and that you are ready to get back with me and start learning again. So go ahead and pull out your handwriting. We're going to do that first, and then we're going to move on to your other papers. You should have 3 papers today. You have 2 handwriting papers, and you have a math paper that we're going to work on. So go ahead and get those out. Okay, so here are your papers today. You have 2 handwriting papers. You have one with a cute little frog right here. And then you have this one that is counting by 5s and 10s all the way to 100. So let's look at this one right here. On your handwriting on page 193, it says on house 1, the frog sat in the sun, period. So you're going to trace it and you're going to write it on house 2. On house 3, it says see him hop in the pond, period. You're going to trace that and you're going to write it on house 4. So let's flip it over to the back. On the back is a dad reading the Bible to his daughter. So house 1 says, this is the best book, period. And if you notice, the B in book is capital because it's a very important book. It's the only important book in the whole wide world, and that's the Holy Bible. So you're going to trace this one. You're going to write it on house 2. Don't forget to make sure that that B is capital right there. On house 3, it says, I like to read it, period. So you're going to trace it, and you're going to write it on house 4. And then on your handwriting paper for numbers, you're counting by 5s and 10s all the way to 100. So right here, counting by 5s all the way to 100. Right here, you're counting by 10s all the way to 100. You do not have to do this on the back unless mom and dad want you to do it on the back, okay? This is going to help you out with counting also. Remember that if you're counting by 5s, what coin is that? Yeah, you're counting by nickels, right? Nickel, nickel. So if you're counting by 5s, you're counting nickels. So you don't have to put the cent sign on here though, because you're just learning how to count by 5s. So you're going to count by 5s and you're going to count by 10s all the way to 100. Do the back if you're asked to, otherwise you don't have to worry about the back. So let's go ahead and get out your math paper. It's the paper that has the cute little patterns at the top. It looks like this right here. Go ahead and get that one out, and we're going to work on it together. Okay, you should have your paper out. It is page 131, and we're looking at patterns today. Remember, we've been talking about patterns all year long. We've talked about patterns that are A-B patterns. We talked about patterns that are A-B-C patterns. We talked about patterns that are A-A-B-B. We talked about all kinds of patterns. We even did patterns with our calendar, right? So today you're going to do patterns with pictures. We've done pictures with patterns all over the board all year long. So if you have things around your house, you can show mom and dad how to do those patterns. You can even do the pattern like we did at school where you clap, clap, snap, snap, stomp, stomp. So that would be, what is it? A, B, B, C, C, right? Or if we did numbers, it would be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Right? So you can do patterns with letters, you can do patterns with numbers. Get some stuff around your house. Find some of your toys, or if you have Pokemon cards, like I know Solomon and some of you other boys have, get those cards out. See if you can make some patterns with them. See if you can make an AB pattern. See if you can make an ABC pattern. See if you can make an AABB pattern. Or flip it over and do the numbers, right? Do the 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, however you want to do it. But I want to see you making some patterns with something that you have around the house. If you have potato chips around the house, get 1 Dorito, get 1 Lay's potato chip. Okay, make patterns with that. Do a Dorito, Dorito, Lay's, Lay's, so that'd be AABB. Or do a Dorito, Lay's, Doritos, Lay's, so ABAB. Have fun with this. Make any kind of patterns. Do a pattern with sticks and rocks. Do a pattern with, maybe you have some balloons or marbles or colors. There's all kinds of things that you can have fun with on patterns. So let's see what they're asking us to do with the patterns on your paper today. So go ahead and get your paper if you haven't done it yet. This is your paper today. You have some cute little lambs right here on number 1. It says to circle what comes next. So let's look at it. This is a lamb, hummingbird, ladybug. So let's figure out what kind of pattern it is. A, B, C. Okay, so this is an ABC pattern. So lamb, hummingbird, ladybug. Lamb, hummingbird. What comes next? The lamb or the ladybug? You have to circle one of these. So A, B, C, A, B, circle which one is C. Okay, let's look at this one. This one's a little bit harder because these little mice look very similar. The only thing that is different, remember we talked about things that are similar, things that are different. They are both mice. That's similar. They're the same size. That's similar. They're both holding a little chunk of cheese. That's similar. Now let's look at what's different. Who knows what's different? Yes, it's the color. The color of the mice are different. So let's see what kind of pattern that is. So we have a dark brown, light brown, light brown. Dark brown, light brown. What comes next? Is it a dark brown or a light brown? So we have A, B, B, A, B, and then circle which one comes next. Or if we did the numbers, we have 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, circle which one would be the 2. Which one would come next? Okay, let's look at the number 2 right here. Number 2 says to add or subtract. So don't let them trick you on this one. Remember that you have to look at your sign now because now you know addition and subtraction. You're getting so smart, right? So you have to look at that sign. If it's a plus sign, that means you're putting it together. You're adding it. If it's that minus sign, that means you're taking something away. So if you still need to use pictures, get something around your house. Use paper clips, use pencils, use your M&Ms or your Skittles or popcorn, whatever it is around your house that you can use, take that out and use it, okay? You can do that. So let's look at your sign first. It looks to me like all of them that are vertical, like your relationship to God, all of those are adding that have the plus sign. All of the ones that are like this, the horizontal, like your shoulder partner, it looks like those are subtraction. So those are minus. So you're taking something away from that. So let's do one each and then we're gonna move on to the next one. So get something that you have around the house. I don't care what it is. Pencils, erasers, popcorn, toys, whatever you have that you can get something for me and we're gonna do this together, okay? Go ahead and go get it and then come back with me. Okay, so hopefully you found something around your house that you could pull and use. Now, if you cannot find anything at all, I still want you to get out your whiteboard and marker. So you can still do this with me. You can draw little pictures on your whiteboard and marker if you need to, but I want you to get it out. I want you to do something, maybe even paper and pencil. I don't care what it is, but I want you to do something with me. So today I have these cute little apples. And this is what we're gonna use to do our addition and subtraction. I'm gonna do one addition with you and one subtraction with you. And then I want you to use whatever you can find around your house to do the others. And don't forget, I still want you to be practicing these on those flashcards. Don't forget that you still need to be doing those flashcards. You can even do this on IXL, okay? Please, 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 please be using IXL because these are so great to have on IXL. They even have ones that have pictures and they have ones that don't. So be practicing those. Okay, let's look at our first one. So your first one on here is addition. If you look, it says 3 plus 3. And if you remember, that's the same number. So that does not have a twin. It is a what, Ellie? It is a double. If you said double like Ellie, then you are correct. It's a double. Doubles do not have twins. So we need 3, 1, 2, 3, plus 3 more. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put them a little bit higher so maybe you can see better. So 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3. Now, if you know this pattern right here, you don't even have to count them. You know that 3 plus 3 equals 6. If you don't know this pattern, go ahead and count it. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're gonna write 6 in the green box right there. So I want you to do the same thing with the rest of these. Find something around your house. If you still can't find anything around your house, do your little dots if you have to. But I really hope that you're not having to do your little dots anymore. Okay, let's look at these that are horizontal right here. So this is 5 minus 1. So I'm going to put 5 up here. And I'm going to put it in my pattern. Mrs. Palmer went to the store and I bought 5 apples. Look here. Look at my pattern. There's my 5 apples. I bought 5 apples at the store. When I came home, I gave 1 apple to Lila. So take 1 apple away. How many apples are left? I had 5. I took 1 away. So 5 minus 1 equals, if you know this pattern, you don't even have to count this. If you don't know this pattern, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in your blue box right here, 5 minus 1 equals 4. Okay, so if you know that and you don't need your little pictures and you don't need anything around the house, you know that, fantastic. Kiss your brain. That is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. If you don't need to do that, then don't worry about it. But if you need to, use it, okay? Use your little things. Use your whiteboard and marker. Use whatever you have around the house. Now let's look at the very bottom. On the very bottom, I want you to get out your 100s chart. If you don't have it, if you lost it, it's okay. If you don't need it, it's okay. But I hope you remember these. So let's look at your 100s chart. And let's look at the bottom because you're going to do the missing numbers. Let's look at what they have for us. Okay, on the very bottom right here, on missing numbers, this time they're doing the before and the after number. They have that peanut butter number in there. Remember when we talked about that cracker with the peanut butter in between? Well, here it is. That's your peanut butter number. So you need to find this number on your 100s chart. Find it on your 100s chart and point to it for me. When you have it, you need to look at the number that comes first, before it. So if we have 19 and you take 1 away, what's the number before it, 19? 18. And if you remember, it's in the teen family, so 1 has to go first, and then the 8. Now look at your 19 again. 19 plus 1 is the number that comes after. So remember our plus 1 rule, any number plus 1, the answer is going to be the number after. So 19 plus 1 more, 19, 20. Okay, so you're going to do 18 in this box, 20 in this box. Let's look at one more. We have our peanut butter number is 28. So look at 28 on your 100s chart. Look at the number that comes before. So 28 minus 1 equals 27. So 27, 28, 29. So 28 plus 1 equals 29. So you're going to put 27 in this box, 29 in this box. I want you to do the rest by yourself. If you need 100s chart, use it. If you do not need it, don't worry about it. Let's look at the back. This is your fun with numbers. This is going to help you count by 5s. It's got this cute little squirrel right here, but the picture's not finished. So you need to find the number 5. If you look right here by his head where the star is, that's where you're going to start. So we're counting by 5s. Remember when we count by 5s, we're counting by nickels, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So if you have not been practicing counting by 5s, please do that. You need to know that when you go to first grade. You need to be practicing counting by 5s, by 10s, by 2s, and if you can, practice counting by 3s, okay? So don't forget to be practicing those numbers. Now, if you want to color that, go ahead and color that. Am I worried about your coloring? Not worried about your coloring, but I do want to see really good pencil work, okay? Okay, go ahead and get out your work for Tuesday because I'm combining this lesson with Tuesday's lesson. So go ahead and get out your work for Tuesday and let's get started. Okay, so hopefully you got out your work for Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be April 21st, 2020. It's going to be on a Tuesday, okay? So if you want to wait to do tomorrow's paperwork, that's fine. Do whatever is easiest for you and your family. But I want to go ahead and show you what you need to be doing on that paper. Okay, you have 3 papers for Tuesday. You have 2 phonics paper. One of them should have been a seat work, but because we're not doing seat work, you don't have to worry about that. So one is a seat work paper, one is another phonics paper, and then you have a math paper. So let's go ahead and look at your 2 phonics papers to see what you need to do on those papers today. And I hope you have been practicing out of your B books with your special sounds and your Dolchless words and all of those really good things that you have in there that I put in there for you at the beginning of the year. So let's go look at your paper, okay? We're gonna start with this one first. See if I can get that good enough for you. Oh, so sorry. Look how silly. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this one right here. You're going to see some people on there that you've seen before. Some of them have been in your stories and some of them have been on your papers. It says to read each sentence and fill in the circle under the picture that tells about it. If you still need to mark special sounds, go ahead and do that. You can do that. It's okay. If you don't need to mark special sounds anymore and vowels, don't worry about it. But let's look at the first one. I see a special sound. AR says R, as in stars. So, arc. 2 vowels. First vowel says it's long sound. Second vowel silent. Then we slash it. Mark feeds the dog. This one right here shows Mark doing something to the dog, but it's not feeding the dog. It's taking a bath, right? This one right here shows Mark giving the dog some food. This one right here just shows the dog. So which one would be Mark feeds the dog? Bentley? Yeah, the middle one, right? The one right here in the middle. So you're going to carefully fill in the circle under this middle picture. Let's look at this one. The frog sat on the log. Well, here's a frog, but he's not sitting on a log. Here's a frog. He's sitting on something, but that's not a log. That's a lily pad. Here's a frog sitting on a log. So which picture would you fill in the circle under? Brenna? Yes, this one right here. You're going to fill in the circle under this one sitting on a log. One more. Kate will jump rope. So here's Kate, but she's not jumping rope. She's sitting on a chair. Here's Kate. She's got a jump rope in her hand. And it looks like she's jumping. Here's Kate. She's not jumping though. She's running. So which one would you fill in? Kate will jump rope. Lena? Yes, this one right here, this one. So you fill in the circle under this picture where Kate is jumping rope. Very carefully, don't get out of those lines, okay? Let's look at the back. Number 2 up here says match the picture whose name begins with the same special sound. So we're talking about beginning sounds. That's the first sound that you hear. So let's look at this one. Burr, bridge, cur, crown, fur, fries, tur, tree, cur, crib, tur, tractor, burr, bread, and fur, fruit. So I'm going to do the first one for you, and then I want you to do the other ones. So look at this one. Burr, bridge. Which one of these pictures have that burr in there? Right, the bread. So you're going to match it. Matching means drawing lines. So you're going to draw a line from the bridge to the bread. Now I want you to do the other ones by yourself. Now this right here, on number 3, this is one of my favorite ones. This is one of the ones that we've been practicing. This is one of those that are mixed up. So it is a sentence scramble. Do you remember how we used to do the word scramble? And we would do the Dolchless scramble, and we would take the word and we'd mix it all up and see who could come up with the word that it was supposed to be. Well, this part is a sentence scramble. So they start at the beginning for you, and then they mixed up the words, and you have to try to figure out what makes sense. And if you look at it, there is writing lines. There's not circling. You have to write in those writing lines. So let's look at the first one and see if you can figure out what makes sense. Okay, let's look at it. The first one with that green box, my favorite color. Dad will. So Dad will grass cut the. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Dad will cut the grass. So you need to write on this writing line, cut the grass, because that makes sense. Okay, let's look at the blue rectangle right here. Mike will steps the sweep. Now I want you to figure out what makes sense. And that does not make any sense to say Mike steps the sweep. So try to figure out on your own what would make the most sense. And if you can't figure it out, go ask your mom or dad or whoever it is that's helping you, okay? And they can help you out with this one. Okay, I want you to go ahead and get out your math paper. On your math paper, I want you to get your whiteboard if you can find it. And I also want you to make sure that you're getting a dime, okay? So we're gonna use some dimes, we're gonna use some whiteboards, and we're gonna have some story problems on there. So go ahead and get out your whiteboard and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so hopefully you have your picture out. Yes, we do have one more phonics paper to do, but I wanna switch those up a little bit. So let's look right here at number 1. These are the combinations. Now I've already given these combinations to mom and dad, but let's do it together. So on the butterflies, it says to write the combinations that your teacher says. So look at this first pretty butterfly. So you need to do 3 plus 1 equals. Write the answer on this one. 3 plus 1 equals. On the blue butterfly, 0 plus 6 equals. 0 plus 6 equals. On this cute little pink one right here, 2 plus 3 equals. 2 plus 3 equals. Now my favorite color right here on the green one, this one's a little bit different. They're switching it up on you. Don't let them trick you. 4 minus 1 equals. 4 minus 1 equals. Okay, number 2 right here says draw the minute hand to show the time. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I sent clocks home with you too, so I hope you've been practicing using your clock. So on this one right here, I'm going to get my clock out to show you how you are going to draw your minute hand. Okay, here is my clock right here. This is my clock that looks like your clock on your paper. It says 7 o'clock. So you're going to draw your minute hand like this. You're going to go to your dot. Remember that Mr. Hour is short. He doesn't touch the numbers. But Miss Minute is longer, and she does. So you're going to draw your minute hand all the way up to the 12. Draw it all the way up to the 12. You're going to do that on your paper. Now, this next one says 7:15. So remember that for the 15, you count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. So you're going to go from your dot all the way to the 15. I hope you can see that. It looks like my marker's starting to go out on me. So you're going to go all the way to the 15, to the 3. Now this last one says 7:30. And if you look, your Mr. Hour is between the 7 and 8. Because remember, he has not made it to 8's house yet. So he goes between the 7 and the 8. Let me see if I can find a different marker. Hold on just a second. Okay, you should be on the back of your paper with a really nice looking ice cream cone. And if you look at it, it's pink. What flavor would pink be? It would be strawberry, right? One of my favorite ones. I actually have some strawberry ice cream at home right now. I'm savoring each little bite of it. So let's look at your ice cream cone. How much does your ice cream cone cost? Let's look at the price tag. Okay, the price tag on your ice cream cone, if you look at it right here, says 80 cents. These are dimes. If you look on it, the front, think about who that president is. Look on the back. Think about the picture that you see on the back. It even has the words down at the bottom, 1 dime. So let's go ahead and sing our dime song. Are you ready? You gotta help me out here. Come on, get up, let's do this. Here we go. Dime, dime, little and thin, I remember you're worth 10. Right, so we're gonna count by what? 10. Okay, so we need to count all the way to 80. So I've got my dimes. Do you have your dimes? Okay, let's get them. Here we go. I've got my dimes. We're going to count this out. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 cents. Let's figure out how many we had to do. Let's count by twos. Ready? Together. 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 dimes is 80 cents. So you need to go up here and circle 8 dimes. Now right here, it's add or subtract. They've got them mixed up this time. Don't let them trick you. They're all horizontal. You have to look at that sign. Don't let this trick you because this one says 2 plus 1. This one says 2 minus 1. So be very careful with that. Now this one right here on number 3 says read the number and draw that many shapes. I know you're not a good artist. It's okay. I'm not worried about that. I just want to see your pictures. So let's look at the first one right here. The first one is F-O-U-R, 4, and it's a star. I know stars are hard to draw, but it's okay. You can do it. I'm going to show you how I do my stars, and you can do your stars however you want to do this. Okay, look at how I do my stars. On my stars, I start here, I slant up, go over, slant down, go up, and slant down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 stars, and you're going to draw that many. So this one you have circles, rectangles, triangles, ovals, and squares. So you have to look at the number and draw that many on there. Okay, do the best you can. If you want to color it, color it. If you don't want to, it's okay because I am not worried about your coloring. I'm worried about your pencil work. Okay, let's go ahead and get out your last paper. This is going to be your last phonics paper. Go ahead and get that out with me. Okay, do you have your paper out? Okay, it should be the paper that has Emma on it. If you don't have the paper that has Emma on it, go ahead and get that paper out now. Okay, let's look and see what you have. This is your last phonics paper. It's your last paper for today. It has a picture of Emma right here, and she is holding an envelope, and she's putting something on the envelope. So it says, choose the word that best completes each sentence and write it in the blank. There's no circling. Don't do that. You're going to pick one of these words and write it in this blank. Pick one of the words and write it in this blank. Look at this boy right here. He's pointing to something in the sky. So it says, Jane has a blank. Read that one, pick which one it is. We know that that's not Jane, that's Emma, but on their sentence, they're saying Jane. This one right here says, I see a blank. One of these is what he's pointing to, and you're gonna write it in the line right here. Number 2 says, mark the vowels. Does not say anything about circling special sounds, but I do see one special sound. I see SH says shh, as in ship, SH. So if you want to circle that, that's good practice because we always circle special sounds before we mark vowels. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. They did the first one for you. 2 vowels. When there are 2 vowels in a word, the first vowel says it's long sound and the second vowel is silent, so we slash it. Cube, cube. This one vowel. When there's 1 vowel in a word, it usually says it's short sound. Mark it with a smile. Cup, cup. You're going to do the same thing for the rest of these. You're going to mark those vowels. Look on the back. On the back it says circle the special sound that you hear. So they give you an option. You're circling. You're not matching on this one. Cool, clock, tree, full, flower, grass, broom, smile. Number 4 says read each sentence and do what it says. We've done some of these before. We just had one not very long ago where you had to complete the picture of the man in the truck, right? This is the same thing. If you need to mark the special sounds and vowels, go ahead and do that. If you don't need to, don't worry about it. Let's look at the first one and then you're going to do the other ones without me. So it says this leaf needs a stem, period. What is a stem? Who can help me out? Trip, do you know what a stem is? A stem is the little piece that goes off of the leaf. So here's my leaf. It's not perfect. Oh my goodness, is it not? This would be a stem. Yours has a little space right here. You're going to do a stem off of the leaf, okay? Now you need to do the other parts. You have to read it. to figure out what is going to come next. So it's a picture and you get to complete the picture. Okay, now that is all of the papers that you have for today. But don't forget to be practicing special sounds, practicing those Dolchless words, practicing your math addition and subtraction. Please, please, please go to IXL and practice whatever I have on there for you. I have some skills that you need to be practicing that you're going to need to know in first grade. Okay, if nothing else, please read your AR books. If you don't want to do anything else, read your AR books. Read it on Epic. Check something out on the library online. Okay, you had some books that you took home. Read your AR books and take the test on the computer. Okay, you can do that at home now. You don't need me to do that. If mom or dad need any information on how to do any of that, tell them to call Mrs. Palmer and I'll be happy to let them know. Okay, the next video is going to be for Wednesday and Thursday. So I hope you're ready. I love you.